What is going on YouTube? It's June again here, and sorry I've been missing out lately, but it's been a crazy past few weeks. I've gotten back together with my band, so that kept me busy with at least 2 gigs a month. Not to mention I work full-time jobs, so with that said, I have not worked on a Honda. But today my friend called me, and the clutch on her car completely went out. She was stranded in my neighborhood. The transmission kept popping out of gear, so I am here at my body shop to pick up a transmission, and hopefully we could find a replacement clutch, so at least we could take the trans out and finish the work by tomorrow. Alright, so we got the replacement transmission here, and we're just getting ready to go back home and get this shit done. So here's what's going on. You put in gear, give it gas, car does not go anywhere. So here we are with the EK and getting ready to take the trans out, and it's gonna be a lot of work for one person, and I'm gonna be working on the ground. Usually I'd like to take the stock airbox out first, the ground, the starter, the speed sensor connector, and then the side mounts, blah 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 blah. So quick rundown of the tools I'm going to use. Definitely want to have a good power tool right here, 1/2 inch. You got a 12 mil, 10 mil, 9, 8 wrenches. You got flathead, flathead, and you got the Phillips little fry bar, 1/2 inch. You got the 10 mil 3/8 here, 32 millimeter for the axles. You got a 12, 14, 17, and a 19 for the rear transmission bolt. So with this series transmission, you have by the T-bracket in the back, you got a 17. You can see there's a mount on the back. The rear mount is 17 there, and you got the 19 millimeter here, and then 2 other 17 millimeter in the back. You got a 12 millimeter that holds the let's see here, can't really see it, but there's a stabilizer link by the shifter. There's a 12 mil there, and then you got the C-clip, the one that connects to the transmission itself. There's also a pin there, which is what they call the bitch pin. So anyway, as I was saying, down here you have a 12 mil. Let's see if you can really see it from there. There's a 12 mil right there. Let me see. The stabilizer link is just 12 millimeter. There is a under the boot right here. There is a there you go. There's a C-clip right there. Take the C-clip out, and what I usually do is I use a little tiny skinny socket right here that would fit into the because I don't have a punch, that would fit perfectly into the to the pin right there, and just gonna hammer it out. So I'm thinking now would be a good time to drain the transmission. There is a 3/8 right there, or if you can see it right there, and just loosen that one before you take the axles out, so it's not leaking everywhere. Let me just see if I could. Alright, so I got all the bolts out. Actually, the only thing that's holding the trans now is the actual mount itself, and then just one bolt, one 17 millimeter bolt right there. You got 3 19 millimeter bolts on the back by the T-bracket, and there's another 17 on the back. You kind of want to lose the end bolt by the rear mounts. Loosen it so you could wiggle the T-bracket. That'll help you out when you want to put the transmission back on there. Slave cylinder for the clutch is out. The ground is out. The speed sensor clip connection is out. The reverse light connection is out. So I'm about to lower the car a little bit and just pull the trans out, and then we'll see what happens to this clutch. And just a heads up, there is a flywheel cover in the back. There is a 110mm on that side and a 12mm on that side. You'd have to take those off, otherwise you won't be able to take the trans out, because it's connected to the oil pan with a 10mm. So you have to remove those, and after that you should be able to just pull the trans out. Alright, so we got the trans out, and these spouters right here is definitely a good indication that the clutch is toast. We are going to take the clutch out and try to assess the damage and replace the clutch, the flywheel, and the transmission. So what you will need to take the pressure plate off is a 10mm 12-point, and I have a 1/2 inch adapter that goes to a 3-inch, and we'll go ahead and put this on the gun and kind of knock the pressure plate out and kind of see how bad the clutch disc is. And yeah, I'd say we found the culprit here. That was used to be the clutch material right there, and here's the clutch disc, and I'd say she's done. She's definitely done. Alright, so right here we have the replacement clutch, OEM clutch. We have this is like the AutoZone version, I guess, and this kit comes with the pilot bearing. You get the alignment tool, the pressure plate. The throwout bearing is already in the transmission. When you install the throwout bearing, you want to make sure that you lube the main shaft and the inside where the ball goes in there, so it's all nice and smooth engagement. The pressure plate will need to be torqued to 19 pounds, which is the factory, and I've already resurfaced the flywheel. So basically, it's just a reverse of what it did while removing the trans and all that. So let's get this done. And look who came to visit. What's up, buddy?
How's it going?
How you doing?
Good, good.
Pretty good.
Yeah, they're just coming to call.
Alright, so I got the transmission in there. Thanks for my buddy Corey for coming over and helping me out putting that in there. Alright, so I didn't have the right funnel, so I kind of just quickly improvised with what I have, just like a random hose, long funnel, and just fucking masking tape that thing in there. There is a 17mm bolt with a drain plug down right there. You could fill it up from there, or you could fill it up from the speed sensor. To me, I guess it didn't really matter. I already have the 17mm open, so I'll just fill it up from there. Alright, so moment of truth, and let's see if this thing works. Alright, no check engine light. Transmission is seems to be pretty smooth. Third, fourth, fifth, reverse. Let's go take this thing for a test drive. So I'm gonna bring the car to work just to make sure that everything's working properly before I give it back to my friend. So wish me luck. Hopefully everything goes good. All right, so so far so good. The transmission is working great. It's quiet. No grinds, no pop outs. Clutch engagement is great. Reverse. Everything is smooth. I think the car is ready, so I'm glad it worked out, and I'm gonna go ahead and call my friend to have her pick up the car at work. Alright, so the car is working great, so I guess that's it for that. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.